Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
Good morning, dear people. How are you doing? Beautiful, beautiful morning to you, our viewers out there. Yes, Spring Delight is back again. That will bring to you every Saturday from the hours of 9 to 11 a.m. In case you're just tuning in, you're tuning into Western Spring Television, where we say it as it is. You can watch us on StarTime channel 190 DTT and do well to stream us on all our social media platforms, from the YouTube to the Facebook, Instagram, X. All you got to do is type Western Spring Television and you're going to be in your faces with our amazing content. My name is Ajibike and Ajibike, your regular co-host on the program Spring Delight. On our very first segment, we take you through the world of aerobics. This is where we help you to exercise there at the comfort of your home. Trust me, keeping fit, like I always say, might not come easy, but eventually it is worth it. Spring Delight is packed jammed with a whole lot of activities as usual. But first of all, let's go for aerobics. I'm going to be right back. Hello there. Good morning. How are you doing? Your fitness host is here again. And of course, Spring Delight is the program. My name is Ajibike and Ajibike. You already know on Spring Delight, the very first segment, we take you through the world of exercise. This is where we help you burn out calories even from the comfort of your home. Don't just sit back and watch us do our thing. Let us experience it together. And when we come back, I bet you're going to be sweating like I am. Enjoy the rest of this Saturday with us.
That's 15. Now we go 20 before 25. Should we have 25 before 20? Alright, 20 before 25. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 20. 1. Go inside your power. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
They don't know say me new party ranking. The fire can cool. I'm me chilling with DJ Idowu. Burn them.
Now go in between the leg. Make sure your elbow touch down. 1, 2, 1, go. 2,
Damn.
3. Let's go. 4,
No,
touch down.
no, it's not touching down.
5, go down back. 6,
Ah, this one will not touch down.
7, let's go. 8, let's go. 9, and 7. Exchange the leg.
Woo. Sorry.
I have go for the leg again. 10, bury your head. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Odo. Now go in. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, go. 2. Let's go. 3, 4, 4, 5. Go down. 6. Magic carry yourself. 7. Let's go. 8, 9, and 10. Bring the leg out. Now, pass it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's start. 10, 10, 5 seconds. 1, like that. 5. Make sure go back to one mark. Follow you right. So now let's start. Go by 10, 10, 10, 10, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, right it in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5 seconds. Again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 30, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many? 30. Now while you're sitting, let's go. Breathe in. Out. In again. Out. Taking air through the nose. Release through the mouth. Let's go. Mouth. Nose again. Mouth. Let's go. 40. 3, 2, 1. Shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Let's take 100. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. How many now? 50. 50. 5, 4, 3. Once you get to 6, you will rest again. 2, 1. Let's bend down for 6. Back up. Run for 2 miles. 1, shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's go. Taking one leg back. Now don't throw me. Rubber. The thing and 3. The rubber. 3 one side, 3 the other side. Feel that 3. The way you are my guy. Feel that 3. Rub it up. 10. 9. If you get flesh, now still the same thing, the rubber. Rub it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, like this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So some people will discharge you. Relax. Relax. Now let's move. How many now? 60. We got 40 to go. Let's go. We must get there. Let's go. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Shoot. 1, 2, 3. We get someone ready for that one. Okay. Hold on. 5,
time today at the TJ Fitness and You Center. It was really nice. I burned out calories. It was light, but yes, I enjoyed every bit of it. And I hope you did too. Of course, Spring Delight is the program. And we're going to be taking you through the rest of our Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend with us. And yes, we hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend with us. Spring Light is back, and I hope you enjoyed that aerobic session. Did you burn out those calories? I hope you just didn't sit down there and you were watching us. I hope you exercised and went through the routines with us. Trust me, keeping fit is good business. Okay, you know, I am never alone. My regular partner is here, Olatunde. Good morning.
Morning, Najibs. Keeping fit.
It's good business.
Have you been?
I have been keeping fit.
Where?
Tell me you don't notice like anything different about me these days. Like I'm getting like on the smaller size.
Which part of?
On every part of my body.
Smaller size.
I like, did I tell you I like this new look?
Oh, yes.
This depicts your age, you know. Like if it's not there, you're going to be looking younger. But right now we can solely say, oh, okay, this is who Olatunde is. Obviously, you're not young anymore. You got gray hairs now. You're aging nicely. Please appreciate.
Yeah, no, seriously. Oh my goodness! I just decided I want that new look.
I like
see
it.
what it looks like.
I like it.
Yeah, thank you, darling.
And I noticed the glasses though. I mean, you see, there is this thing about age. You can't. It's inevitable. When it's coming, it's coming. Olatunde, you're wearing glasses now. Is this a recommended or it's recommended? No, just be truthful about this. Is it a recommended?
Is this a why question?
It's always delightful when I have you around me.
Same here.
It's like having a giant teddy bear you can, that you can just talk to, play with, razzle you, and all that. And you're not going to complain. That is one thing I like. And you've got all smiles on your face right now. Beautiful. Let's say hello to your viewers. Come on.
Wow, Ajibike, honestly, you've just made my day. All right, it's a pleasure to be back once again. We will always say thank you to you for keeping faith with us right here at WSTV, Western Spring Television. We are the only station that says it as it is. No doubt about that. And here we go again. It is Spring Delight.
Yes.
Quite a whole lot of segments have been lined up. We definitely will be talking about that. We'll definitely be looking into that and sharing one or two major things for you to learn, to entertain, to inform, and to educate us. And trust our guests will be sharing quite a whole lot of experiences with us and for you as well. So all you need to do, sit back, relax, and then let's enjoy the ride together on the show this beautiful Saturday morning. Exactly.
And of course, our very next segment, if your birthday is in March, that is, all those who are born in March, stand up. Stand up, yeah. In case you were born today or your birthday was in the course of the week, from the stable of Western Spring Television, we are wishing you a merry, happy birthday.
Yep.
And once upon a time on a day like this, there was a history. You know, that is one segment that I like so much on our program, okay, because it's keeping us in the know.
Yeah,
things that has happened way back and we've got no idea. That is what we are all about, giving you as it is, okay? So yeah, if your birthday is today, in the course of the week, happy birthday to you, our superstar.
All right, we'll take the birthday celebration. Let's celebrate with who is celebrating. If you have celebrated in the course of this week, or today's your birthday, or maybe tomorrow in the course of, here we go, 7 days. We'd like to say congratulations, and just like Ajib has rightly said, merry happy birthday to you. Let's take it up and let's bring a couple of birthday shout-outs from us to you. And historically, we'll go into history. Stay with us.
I pray for you all of my life, that you will be my sun, my moon, my light. Now I'll testify, you are so much more than I ever thought you'd be. Do you see my love? I can make that sunrise in the west side. I can make you shine bright from the inside. If I have to do it for you, down to you every day. Happy birthday, oh, I gotta sing down to you every.
All right, thank you for being here with us. It's still Spring Delight live. Your birthday, if you are celebrating today, most especially I have son who is actually celebrating. I forgot with him. Today's your birthday, Boluwati Fasure birthday. Congratulations to you, and we wish you the very best as well. All right. But before we go further, we'll all right, Ajibike, what's going down today?
Yes, we are going to be talking about Obafemi. Wait, Obafemi Awolowo.
The late
Yes, the late chief. Yes, he is indeed the chief. I'm sorry, you know, nowadays it's almost like we don't have respect anymore.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
but then you can. But yes, we're going to be talking about the late chief Obafemi Awolowo, and I'm not going to be doing justice to talking about him alone. We have
well, you know what? Let's before I bring in that very special man who is actually looking younger and younger.
Yeah.
At this point in time. Now, Saturday, March 6th, marked the birthday, posthumous birthday of the late sage, who actually turned 115 and still waxing. Wow, 115, the late sage there. That's no other person but Chief Obafemi Awolowo. So on the show today, we will be discussing on his life and times, as well as his ideologies, his government strides and impact, especially to the Southwest, his legacies, and what present crops of leaders could emulate from him. When you have the likes of Cocoa House, quite a whole lot will be said, attributed to that great man. And we say his soul is resting in peace, and we wish him a posthumous happy birthday.
Yeah.
To discuss that with us this morning, to look into the lives and times, the ideologies of that late sage. It's a pleasure to have with us a media advisor to the former Minister of Interior.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to have. I don't know, maybe for those of us that are used to more like say Egbon, for the sake of this, we'll say Mr. Sola Fasure. Good morning to you, sir, and thank you for taking time out to be with us.
Good morning, my host, and good morning, viewers.
Good morning,
Nice
sir.
to be on the program.
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Let's begin by, first of all, together. I know you want to say a big posthumous happy birthday to that late sage. I know in one way or the other, while you're watching us on any of our social media handles, I know somebody somewhere who wants to say, oh, thank you for remembering our father, great-grandfather, great-great-great-grandfather. We wish him the very best. That our Awolowo dynasty will never die. Let's come straight to who you think Chief Obafemi Awolowo was at this moment in time.
You know, I wish I can properly interpret this in English, but there is a Yoruba word, a Yoruba phrase. It says, when you call a warrior, when you call an extraordinary person in Yoruba, you must run your sword or cutlass
Through the ground.
on the ground. You most likely bring some sparks of fire,
Yes, sir.
to show that the person you are calling is not an ordinary person. Chief Obafemi Awolowo was an extraordinary person. And historically, what we understand is that God sent some prophets. It could be religious prophets, it could be secular prophets, but some extraordinary person. God will send it to some people. Every people. There is no society, there is no age. God will always give them such extraordinary person.
True.
And in every way, he will tower head and shoulder above others. And he would do extraordinary things, and he would leave extraordinary legacies. That's who Chief Obafemi Awolowo was and is.
Because that is his legacies.
Yes.
Lingers on.
In every way, he was an extraordinary person.
Wow.
In thoughts, in ideas, in scholarship, as an administrator, as a political leader, as a religious person, as a child growing up, as an employee, as an activist. In every way, he was extraordinary. He was extraordinary. All his even his opponents knew that who he was. And there's always one thing. He's going to attract a lot of enemies, because once you carry that level of grace, he's going to attract opposition. Because, an ordinary person on the streets is not going to have much enemy.
Yeah. But someone who's got
but if you have that grace, if you have that anointing from above on you, it's going to attract a lot of enemies. And that was what actually happened to Chief Obafemi Awolowo. But even his ardent enemies and critics recognized that he was an extraordinary person. I mean, the late Chief Ojukwu, Emeka Ojukwu said that he was the best president Nigeria never had.
Never had.
Yes, when he died, the British media, they refer to him as the equivalent of one of their greatest prime minister, Winston Churchill. They said that Chief Obafemi Awolowo would have been a Churchill if he had been the prime minister of Nigeria. So the encomiums poured in, and as they say in Yoruba, that when you are alive, you may not be a good person, but when you die, you become immortal. Wọ́n ní ènìyàn sún wọn láàyè, ọjọ́ abákú ládèrè. You know, then they begin to worship you. You now assume the larger than life a person before the world, and the people. Suddenly, everybody would realize that this is whom we have lost. Of course, we took it for granted when he was alive, but when he passed on, then everybody realized that we've lost something. We've lost something that we may never retrieve again. Because to be candid, a person like Awolowo, it's not something that comes like in 5 years, in 10 years. He may appear in a whole generation. And it may take another generation altogether before someone like him will also come. So that's who Awolowo was, and that's who we lost in him.
Wow. Wow.
I had the privilege of meeting him once.
Okay.
Wow.
My secondary school then, we were, that was in, I think, 1980 or 1989, I can't remember. We were having our Silver Jubilee celebration, and then we built a Silver Jubilee Hall. We asked him to come and lay the foundation stone. I was, I think, in Form 3 then at Methodist High School in Elisha. And while he was going to the place where he would lay the foundation, I just ran across, just broke through protocols and just came in front of him, and I stretched forth my hand to him, and the man gladly,
he shook your hand.
yes, he took my hand. He smiled and shook it, and then I left him. And that filled me with something till today that I'll never forget.
Goodness me.
Yes, so I want to ask you this. How much can you say he made? How much impact can you say he made on the past and the present generation?
Well, you see, when Awolowo started out in politics, you must understand the politics of that time. The major politics at that time was the late Abad Macaulay, because they were nationalists.
Yes.
And then Zik came. Zik inherited Abad Macaulay's structure.
Yes.
He was the successor leader to NCNC. And NCNC was very popular in the West. In fact, NCNC was the party of the West. And we took the, our political system was patterned after the British parliamentary system. So it was always the party, not the person. So the party was the dominant institution, not an individual. So when Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe took over the structure of NCNC, the entire party also rallied around him. But Awolowo and others, they founded Egbeomo Oduduwa. When they founded Egbeomo Oduduwa, then a new set of leadership started galvanizing around. It was the secretary. So they founded it, I think, in London. And then when it came back, that movement gathered a life of its own. And it started becoming prominent. Like-minded people. And then that association now metamorphosed into the action group. That's what they founded the action group on. And Awolowo now became the leader of the action group. And mind you, it was a parliamentary system. It was a party thing. It's not an individual thing. So Awolowo had been in the system. He was a grassroots mobilizer. He had this extraordinary relationship with the traditional rulers, with the intelligentsias in the Southwest, those in the academia, the professors that were emerging at that time, those who were educated, because he had the grace. He could relate with the highest, the most educated person. He could relate with a civil servant. And he could go to the market and relate with the person selling pepper. You will know, no matter the level, no matter your level in life, you will know that you are this person carries something. It's like an honey. You want to have a feel of it. You want to bite. You want to take some bite of it. So he had that. He was attracting people unto himself naturally. It's called the grace of charisma. He had charisma. So people were naturally attracted to him. So he was building that up. And then the action group now began eating into the politics of the Southwest. But the NCNC was still a dominant party. But by the time they will do the election, the independence election of 1950, the election that made Awolowo the premier. That's not 1915, that was the independence election. I'm trying to remember that one. But by that time, when they had the election, his party could not win the majority that would make him to form the government. You know, it was a parliamentary system. So he had, yes, NCNC was still very strong. So he had to form alliance with some other parties, including Adelabu's party, and then Chief Fadisa Akinloye the Ibadan party, and then some other independents, somebody from Ekiti. I can't even remember the person's name now. So they just formed that coalition. Then I think some political genius was also involved. He was able to break into the NCNC's structure. Some of their members that came from Lagos, including Chief Adedoyin, when they got to the floor of the house, they just said, when the government was to be, when membership will be announced, the head count will be made, and then if they formed, if they have the number, then they can now announce that they will form the government. Some members of the NCNC, I think a couple of them, I think 3 or 4 or so, when they came from Lagos, they just announced that they've crossed over to Action Group. And that was how Awolowo was able to have the majority needed to form the government in the Western region. And that's how he launched himself into the biggest stake in the politics of Nigeria.
Thank you, Mr. Fasure. Now, let's look at this great sage of ours, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, whom we are talking about today. He aspired severally to become the president of this dear nation called Nigeria, but he didn't make it, and eventually he has passed on. For you, as someone who has studied his ideologies, you're someone who admire him, will you think he died a fulfilled man?
That is not going to get a direct answer. Largely, the extent to which God has taken him, he was born into a very poor family through the grace of God and the sheer human effort. He brought himself up. He was fetching firewood, selling it to be able to finance his primary education. He was a stenographer. He struggled through life, through dint of hard work to become who he was. And then he became the greatest politician and political leader that's ever emerged from Nigeria. I think on that score, that will really be, if someone should look into his life and then say, this is where I started from, and this is how far God has brought me. Well, I have cause to give thanks. I'm fulfilled. I'm fulfilled because even personally, if I look at my life, where I started from, where I am now, I'll be filled with gratitude. And that's fulfilling enough. But
enough.
yes, but as a political leader, as a politician who had the biggest dream for this country, who would have made the biggest impact in the government and administration of this country, and who would have altered the course of history for this nation, he didn't get that. He didn't get that. So that will be really, really frustrating. And on that, of course, he died unfulfilled. He died unfulfilled.
Well, it seems as if there are more tendency to say he achieved quite a whole lot than just majorly
That one thing that he could
yes,
not.
that's how I start. That's where I started from. He achieved. In fact, he built a generation of political leaders in the Southwest.
Exactly.
He set a standard of politics and administration in the Southwest that people are still struggling to beat. He was a reference point in everything, politics, government, leadership, and public administration in the Southwest. That's unequal. That's unparalleled.
Exactly right.
It will take another Awolowo to be able to beat
that.
This, the late Chief.
Yes, it's legacies and achievements, because it was a visionary, and he had a perfect understanding of cause and effect, the concept of cause and effect. If you want to move from point A to point B, this is the path you are going to take. And he's a very logical thinker. He thinks ahead. If he wants something, he knows what it takes. And he has done his research. One of his books I read, The Tactics and Strategies of the Peoples of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he was even giving figures. He said, if I will do this, this is how much it's going to take. If I'm going to fix education, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how much it takes. If I'm going to fix food production and agriculture, this is the path I'm going to take. This is what it's going to take. Every area, infrastructure, roads, everything. He will give you the facts and the figure. He will be quoting in pounds how much he will spend.
Transparency.
Yes. And then he knew how to tap resources. He's not detained. There are many people around him. He's lieutenants. But if he wants something done, he knows who can best do it. And he may not necessarily pick the person closest to him. He will go and find somebody who is the best person who could do that thing. That's administration.
Absolutely.
And there is no nepotism. I mean, there was no nepotism absolutely about him. His people are loyal to him, and he rewards loyalty in a special way. But he won't give you an assignment you are not eminently qualified for.
Look at that. Look at that. Seriously. Honestly. Okay, you want to say something?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo, he has made his impact, his imprint. We still have a lot of us following on his legacy. So now my question is, what lesson do you think our present leaders, and politicians can learn from the lifestyle of late Chief Obafemi Awolowo?
Okay, well, you see, the circumstances of Chief Awolowo of the time are not the same now. The challenges Awolowo faced are not the same
different from what we're experiencing
challenges
now.
we have now.
Okay.
So they may not necessarily have to do the same thing that Awolowo did. But the principles of leadership and administration are always the same.
Fair enough.
You are able to conceive of the problem or the challenges. That's the first thing. You have human resources. Secondly, then you galvanize the resources around you. You galvanize the resources around you and see how best you can realize from it to achieve your goal. Awolowo managed a war economy and he did not borrow. Nigeria did not borrow. We were fighting, we fought the civil war. Nigeria did not borrow a dime. Not only that we didn't borrow a dime, the Nigerian economy was even stronger after the war than it was before the war. So he galvanized human and material resources to achieve set objectives. Then he identifies the best brains to work with. And he was also a Democrat because he had become a cult, he had cultivated a cult hero. So he doesn't speak as much in his meetings. Because once Awolowo speaks, nobody will want to contradict him again. So he will just keep quiet. He will just be moderating. He will be letting the pros and cons for and against anything. They will be the ones speaking. They will speak and speak and speak and speak and speak and speak. He will just be watching and listening. He will be making his notes. At the end, listening to them, he would have gained all the insights he needed. So when he will now have the benefit of the best of the discussions, the best wisdom, the best impact, and then he will now speak. Once he speaks, because he will now be speaking at that time from a position of advantage.
Yeah.
So that's how the meeting will end.
Mr. Fasure, let's look at the crop of great politicians we have today. From your own perspective, who can you say is a protege of the late sage, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, with the crop of great politicians and leaders that we have in Nigeria today?
When we're talking of Chief Awolowo, we will be talking of 3 generations of people who had been produced. 3 generations now. The generation of the people of his time who were his age mates and that they grew and developed together. You will be talking of Papa Ajasin from Owo. Then some of the people that ran the government in the First Republic. Then closely to that, not really far from that, you'll be talking of people like Senator Abraham Adesanya. Not far from that. You will still be part of that first. Yes, but just a little bit below, you'll be talking of people like Papa Abraham Adesanya and Olaniwun Ajayi and all this. Then we have a second generation, people who did not, who imagined the Second Republic. They were in the First Republic, but their leadership now emerged in the Second Republic. We're talking of late Chief Bola Ige, Bisi Onabanjo, and that crop of generation. That's the second generation. Now, the third generation are people who emerged under people who emerged. You know, in the 70s and in the late 80s, in the 80s, some tailors will say, although they were not London trained, but they were trained by London trained tailors. So they use that. Yes, they use that to advertise themselves. That
Yes.
my boss, the person who taught me, was London trained.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and then you want to, because once you heard that his own boss was London trained, you know that it stands for excellence. So there were politicians who emerged from people who were the first, people who had the first contact with Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and that's the third generation now. Then we'll be talking of people like Rauf, Aregbesola. We'll be talking like Benga Daniel in Ogun. That crop of progressives, the progressive leaders that we have now in the Southwest, there are people who emerged under people who had the first contact with Chief Obafemi Awolowo. And that's the political legacy, that's the political structure, and that's the political tradition that has now been firmly established in the Southwest. And in fact, beyond the Southwest, because Awolowo's follower extended to the Middle Belt, to the Northeast, and to the South-South. The places that used to be part of the Western region, and that's the Edo and Delta now, and a place called Calabar Ogoja area. Awolowo's influence extended to that because he had proteges from those places as well. And then, of course, to Kwara, to Kogi.
Okay, so today is the late sage Chief Obafemi Awolowo's posthumous birthday.
No, that was on the 6th.
Was it the 6th, right? Today's 9th? Yeah, that's true. Okay, I mistook that.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you think it should be remembered and celebrated?
Well, the most important thing is to remember what he stood for. Awolowo stood for the people. Because he was a Fabian welfareist. The driving force in Awolowo was human development. His entire political system was built on developing people. Education, health, and then economic empowerment. Those three things. Although he did a lot of of course, we never forget the infrastructures that he built, the roads. You still pass through some places, they say, that's the road that Awolowo constructed. Though they look old and probably abandoned, but you will still see the sign that 50, 60 years, 70 years after this road has been constructed, is still there. Some roads are constructed today. In 2 years, they are gone. I went through a road on my way to Abuja some times ago. It was still under construction, but the road was already sliding. I saw the machines of the contractor
Right there.
so I said that okay, they will redo this road. But when next I passed through the place, the contractor had parked his machine
And the road?
and the road was already sliding. The asphalt was already sliding, so the road was already spoiled the moment, even before the contractor left site. But you will still see those roads there. So Awolowo's greatest impact was in human development. When he provided free education, so there's no way. The biggest thing you can do to a human is to educate him, to give him education, provide the infrastructure of the mind, put a software in his head, because that's what education is. once you put the right software in somebody's head, then you can program him to self-development.
True.
And then unleash the greatest energy, his greatest potential as a human. Through that, you can unleash it. It becomes a creative force once you install the right software in his head through education. And that was what Awolowo was doing. You know, through his education program. That's what he was doing. He wasn't doing it because what are the programs the government wants to do? We want to do education, we want to do this, we want to do that, we want to build hospital. Why is he building hospital? Because people need to be healthy. Because if it takes a healthy person to function effectively on the face of the earth. So you have to invest in their health. You have to invest as much in their head with the education you give them. But then more importantly, he must be able to use his mind to guide his hand to work, to earn a living through his own creativity, through productivity. So you have to be productive. To be able to function on the face of the earth, you have to be productive. So productivity is the essence of human living. But productivity is the end product. You don't just arrive at productivity. There are other things that have to be before that. Your mind, your intellect have to be cultivated through education. You have to be physically well.
Yes.
You have to be secure. Your life must not be in any form of danger. That's the essence of security. So you must be free. Because you cannot say you are free if you are afraid that bandits or marauders, armed robbers, kidnappers, or other kinds of physical threats are still there. Then you can't be free. So when Awolowo was working on security, he was doing that because he centered it around humans. They have to be. They must be free. They must be secure. They must have the confidence that they are safe. So everything that Awolowo did was on human development. And it wasn't because of self-aggrandizement. He wasn't thinking that, oh, now that I'm premier, we have to start some money for election. This is also my investment, and I must make some gain every year. My personal account, I must make like 1 billion from the resources. Then I invested a lot of money in the election. I must recoup it or get some people to loan me some money to pay for election. Anyway, the parliamentary system at that time is not money guzzling, because all you needed to do was to win the election in your constituency. That's all.
Well, Mr. Fasure, as you cross home this morning and looking at the spirit at which the nation is at this time, your advice to the present crop of leaders in the country?
Yes, let them emulate Awolowo. Let them emulate Awolowo. They will not be facing the same challenges that Awolowo faced, but let them emulate Awolowo in his approach and in his orientation. Humans are the essence of politics and governance. If there are no humans, then Aristotle said you can only function in a human community. That if you can't function in a human community, you must either be a god or you are a beast. And that's a very fundamental thing.
Yeah.
Everything. Why do we wear clothes? It's because there are other humans now. Everything we do, well, a lot of, even the way we walk, the way we talk, a lot of things we'll do, our life is structured because there are other humans.
Yeah.
There are things you cannot do because other humans are around.
us.
And there are things we know we have to do because there are other humans. If you are the father in a family, you know that you are not living for yourself. If you are a mother, you know that there are other people you have to care for.
True.
So we are who we are because we are member of the human family. And so political leadership must center around humans, human development, protection of life and property, the empowerment of humans in education, in health, in security, and in every way of life. Everything we do must be centered around humans. And I will also urge them to be selfless. Selflessness. Selflessness is very important because Awolowo had opportunity. If he was actually thinking about himself, he would have cut so many corners. And he would have even been president. But he was a man of unflinching integrity. He will not. I mean, the late Margaret Thatcher said, he said, I'm not a politician of consensus. I'm a politician of conviction. I will really have to be convinced about something, not because I want to be carried along by everybody, not because I want to be agreeable to everybody. So politicians must also have deep convictions. They must stand for integrity.
Just hope they do.
Because the politics of this time now is very easy. In fact, the most challenging thing for politicians now is for them to think of their political career. If I do this, if I stand for this, how is it going to affect me politically? And so once they feel that their political career is threatened, they take the line of least resistance. They go a path, they take a path in which they don't really have to stand for something. You see them here today, they say yes in the morning, by afternoon they are saying no. Because they are also very calculating now. I don't want to jeopardize myself. No. Because at the end of the day, we see in this present Osun now, a lot of people could not stand for integrity because they thought that they were trying to protect their political interest. But at the end of the day, they still lost everything.
Wow.
So why don't you stand, even if you are going to lose, why don't you lose honorably?
And for what is
Now they compromised their integrity and they still lost that thing they thought they were trying to protect.
losing the integrity for?
So I think politicians should be able to stand for integrity.
Wow. Politicians, integrity matters, and it matters quite a whole lot. And not just politicians, everybody.
Every one of us.
Every one of us. It's a pleasure speaking with a media advisor, the media advisor to the former Minister of Interior and also a former governor here in our dear state, Mr. Sola Fasure.
I actually, my background was actually in political science.
Wow.
I had 2 degrees, first degree, second degree in political science. From Ibadan, University of Ibadan.
Wow. That's massive. You can see what we're talking about. We wish you the very best, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for taking time out to be with us at this moment in time. All right. It's still Spring Delight right here from Western Spring Television. There's something you need to see and has to be about this great man, the late Saja we were talking about, right? When we return, quite a whole lot is still to be discussed on the show. Stay with us. Good morning.
From my heart, I congratulate our entire people of Nigeria and the people of Britain for this happy culmination of a political adventure which began in Nigeria less than 100 years ago. In the years that lie ahead, those of us who have the good fortune to lead our people will need statesmanship of a high order and God's guidance in managing the affairs of our country for the benefit of every Nigerian citizen.
One time, ladies and gentlemen. Follow what we did. You know, yeah, down and down, Laro, be that you can't get to your one song. Go to Tizel. Hey, I got go to Tizel. You say what time? I go to Tizel. Hey, I got go to Tizel. Follow what we did.
Welcome back. We're still here, and we're moving on to the next set of guests who is well seated with us. And quite a whole lot discussed earlier, talking about the late sage who we are all celebrating today, 115 posthumous birthday. Honestly, I remember it was very late that night when we heard that Papa Awolowo had passed. I was like, wow. Yeah, young man, young boy there and growing up, but
yeah, Grandpa.
Today, sorry?
Pardon me?
Yeah, his legacy still lives. What makes you happy?
Yes, no, I mean, we have no idea. Obviously, you are like a grandpa to us, you know, when it comes to things like this.
Now, we have our second guest who is in the house with us this morning. I know you have something to reel out about him.
Yes, I mean, I just learned his name, and honestly, I hope I do justice to it right now. His name is Osazee Isonarae. Thank you. Serves as the team lead of the Initiative for Youth Resource Center, iYouth Resource, a non-governmental organization focused on technology-driven initiatives and digitalization of small businesses. Osazee is a dedicated member in youth empowerment. Tunde, you want to go?
Now, his impressive track record includes prize winning the first prize award at the Toppers Management Simulation in Accra, Ghana, and leading impactful projects as the project director of the U.S. Government Exchange Alumni Association in Osun State. With over 7 years of commitment, Osazee collaborates with organizations like the National Youth Service Corps, Osun Youth Empowerment Scheme, and IBM Digital Nation Africa, amongst others. Once again, it's a pleasure this morning having Osazee Isonarae.
And it's Osazee.
Osazee. It's not Osazee.
No, it's Osazee.
I know you like
I learned that.
Osazee, good to have you. Good morning to you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Good morning, and good morning, listeners out there.
Yeah, let's begin. Let's look at activities of the U.S. Government Exchange Alumni Association. Who are they? What do they do? What do you guys do? Tell us about yourself.
Okay, so USGEAA, USGEAA is a long name. It stands for United States Government Exchange Alumni Association.
All right.
And then, but for Osun State, we have the Osun State chapter. So this is a national body.
Okay.
Made up of professionals cut across different fields who in their communities, in their localities, collaborate to initiate impactful community projects. Okay. But then I think I need to speak about how these people came about, where are they from? So like the name, United States,
Okay.
starting with United States. So these are exchange programs alumni. So the United States, of course, like several other countries, have what they call exchange programs. And I think the United States kind of have a lead in that direction. So exchange programs are basically opportunities, opportunities are available for professionals, young people, diverse group of people who are doing amazing stuffs within their community. They travel to the United States, fully sponsored by the United States government for a cultural exchange program in different fields, from music to cultural preservation, to youth development, to entrepreneurship, civic leadership. And so when this set of people are selected, there are over 16 to 17 different exchange programs by the United States government, some of which I'm sure you have heard of, things like YALI, Young Africa Leaders Initiative, Women in Tech, International Visitors Leadership Program, Mandela Washington Fellowship. You would have heard some of those names, but Humphrey, Fulbright Scholars, teaching assistants. There are about 16 to 17 of these exchange programs. So when people go to the United States to benefit from this program, which is more like a cultural exchange anyway, because they go there to teach citizens of the United States about our culture, and then they also get to learn, the culture of the United States. So when they come back to Nigeria, so they fall into this category called the United States Government Exchange Alumni Association. And then this is also broken down from state to state. So we now have state chapters. So there's a national body, and then there are state chapters. So whichever of this program a person has benefited from, when he comes back to his state of residence, then he falls into this category of the state chapter of the United States Government Exchange Alumni Association. So USGEA Osun is very quite outstanding among several of the state chapters of the USGEA nationally, particularly because we've been very, very much involved with community programs that touches the life of the common citizens, the locals. And I serve currently as the programs director, and of course we have a very amiable state chapter coordinator, the person of Dr. Femi Adefila, who's the owner of this TV station. So I'm sure you know him very well. He's a very vibrant leader, and he's been able to lead us through the recent years in initiating a number of programs across good governance and democracy, youth development through technology, food bank initiative, and currently we are carrying out a project called Empower Her, which is targeted at women in business. I mean, 2 days ago, a day ago, we just celebrated International Women Day. So USGA Osun State is also very, very active in ensuring that women are empowered. So that is about a wrap of what that acronym stands for.
Yeah, I mean, you answered like a lot of our questions, but I'm going to ask you now, what has been the impact of your activities so far, especially on the youth of Osun State?
Okay, so for USG, the associations was established on the 13th of May, 2017.
Okay.
And of course, many of those professionals were brought together by Dr. Femi Adefila, who happened to be, the key, or rather the pioneer state chapter coordinator. And when the announcement, I think the announcement was broadcasted to Rauf FM, and so I heard about that. Was what brought me to relationship with the chairman of Rauf FM. And so when we came together, the goal was to, collate resources from amongst us and initiate community projects. So the very first project we looked into was youth development through technology. Of course, I guess I'll be speaking about my own initiative, later on, because that's what I do. So I suggested that in 2017, and we had the first ever Code Osun, the first ever technology empowerment program for youths, secondary school students, public secondary school students. Anyway, we target Code Osun. It was a very successful project where we taught public school students on 2 occasions. That was our pilot project. We had it in 2 phases, in May 2017 and in October 2017, and we trained over 30 in each of the phases. High school students on how to program the computer on, and so they came up developing a school management system. These are public schools far back 2017, and when we had the first program in May 2017, and then the U.S. Embassy, again, I forgot to mention that when this association come together, they keep getting technical support and financial support from the U.S. Embassy to initiate community programs. So when they saw what we were doing, they were so impressed that we were putting our resources together to do this initiative. And as a result, they funded the second phase of the project. And it was very, effective. And a number of the students who we trained then are currently in high institutions, and they're doing amazing stuff. So,
Now, your focus is technology driven. And,
as a person.
Sorry?
Not necessarily as the USGA, as a person.
As a person?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the USGA Osun State chapter is not just technology driven, but we started, with youth development through technology. We've done programs on promoting women and youth in political participation. We've done programs on food bank initiative and medical reliefs. We've done programs on sensitization of voters education through radio, jingles, and what have you. So it's not just in technology, but my personal organization, which is the Initiative for Youth Resource Center, of course, I'm technology driven. I'm a technology expert. So
because I want to drive both things together. You're a man of so many caps, and so many feathers to follow as well. But looking at your own part, your own
initiatives,
initiative, which yes, it is technology driven. Yeah. The younger ones out there probably viewing us at this moment in time who want to know, how does this work? What do you do? How can we'll talk about how they can get into this. But how does this work?
So basically, if there is anything anyone should be interested in doing currently in Nigeria is youth development. The reason is because recent crop of leadership across different space in Nigeria has proven to us that one of the challenges of Nigeria is leadership gap. I don't think anybody denies that we have a leadership gap, you know, not just in politics, even in religious circles, in churches, in mosques, you know, in financial institutions, in educational institutions, in universities. We do have a leadership gap. So how does this work, and how do we come up with our initiative to ensure that we solve that particular problem? Initially, many years ago, when I started my organization, of course, I need to mention that in 2015, in 2012, I had my National Youth Service Corps, and here in Osun, that's what brought me to Osun. And then in 2012, I had my National Youth Service Corps, and I was a mathematics teacher at Osun Grammar School. I was teaching about 7 arms of mathematics because, I mean, couples were used, and I loved doing what I was doing. So I came from Lagos. I was working with Flamis in Lagos before I even came to Osun to serve. So when I finished my NYSC, I had a very strong conviction. I had the last speaker on this show speak about conviction. You know, I had a very strong conviction to open up my initiatives to this environment, especially these locals, because in Lagos and Abuja, we have a lot of our guys, people. I mean, it's quite kind of saturated, even though it's arguable anyway, but we have more need in this environment because not many people who, like me, want to dwell in this place. They want to go to the places where there is money, that the economy kind of better, there's money here. So after my NYC, I had stayed back, and then I started rolling out my initiative. The first initiative I'll do was ICT Club. I think I have one of my pictures there, you know, far back. So we felt that it is not good for our young people not to be exposed to technology. If we don't expose them correctly to technology, they will expose themselves to the negative sides of technology, which I don't think we have time to deal with this morning. But I know you know what we're talking about. And, you know, the internet scams, and then the entire society and the entire world is in trouble. So we started doing what we call ICT Club in public school. Our primary target was SS2 students because we didn't want to disturb SS3 students praying for exams. But to cut the long story short, we've had a lot of programs in public schools, but to cut the long story short, right now, we are focusing on JSS3 because we discovered that even those who are in SS2, they have already gotten to the place where it's a little bit difficult in mentoring and transforming the way they think.
Wow.
Yes. You know, initially we used to think that from SS2 we can catch them young, because these young people from the locals, of course, make up the caliber of leaders that we have. You know, our elite don't vote in Nigeria. So this category of the people who vote are this same set of people. And if you just look at the statistics, they are the ones who vote, they are the NUROTW guys, they are the marketing and whatever. So we felt that we need to go into this public school and begin to, you know, mentor these young people, especially from SS2. That was far back 2019. But for this year, we had to change our plan. So we're not going to JSS3. We felt that because of the challenges we'll face, you need to listen to the children from SS2 speaking. You need to hear them talk about leadership. You need to hear them talk about, you know, tech. All they want to do is make money and become politicians. So that is the picture they've seen on the TV. So right now, we're taking our programs down to JSS3, and then we use technology. My organization at our Youth Resource Center basically uses technology as a bait for leadership development. Because they love technology. And it's very expensive to learn, you know, technological skills like data science, software engineering, cybersecurity for 5 months, 6 months. You're going to pay a lot of money to learn those skills. So we use that as a bait, and we offer the services for free, you know, but as a bait to, create a platform for leadership development for those children. And I think that is how it works, and that is what we're doing currently. And we're seeing results, and we're very glad with some of the. Okay, so that's some of the pictures we started with far back. So the young girl you see right there now she was in SS1, you see ICT Club. So she was in SS1, you know, sometime in 2014, 2015, where we started doing ICT Club. But today, that young girl you see is a student in UI. She's a pharmacy student in UI, and she's the best pharmaceutical student as we speak in a level, currently in UI, from Osogbo Grammar School. So the mentorship continues. All right, so, and this is what we've done in Osun State particularly. We have much presence in Osun State for a couple of years for now, and we are very, so people like that who you just saw now gives us a lot of encouragement to want to do more. So this is what we're currently doing. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Now, okay, you want to say?
Yeah, I was going to say he has collaborated with organizations like the National Youth Service Corps and Osun Youth Empowerment Scheme, IBM Digital, Nation Africa, you know, impacting hundreds of youth through initiatives and tech support and all. So I want you to share that experience.
So again, there's a program called Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development of the National Youth Service Corps. We thought that some years ago, we started interviewing corps members. Okay. And because it's very laughable when people talk about tech and it looks like everywhere is tech in Nigeria. It's not true. Because, and of course, this is also going to be touching on our curriculum, you know, our schools, our universities. So we started interviewing some corps members who were around us and giving them some volunteer jobs to do, like our boot camp, for example. You will see some corps members in our pictures. Our boot camp is facilitated by corps members. And we discovered that particularly there was a young girl who studied computer science from one of Nigerian university. I won't mention the name here, but she didn't know how to use Microsoft Excel. You know, she's a graduate. She had 2-1 computer science.
Oh, yeah? This is computer
science. But she doesn't know how to use Microsoft Office, which is the simplest package to use in typing. And
like even our grade 1 students.
So I felt that it was necessary for us to go into NYSC, collaborate with them, and begin to create, you know, awareness. And you know, we roll out programs like employability skills. I mean, nobody will want to employ you right now if you don't have computing skills. True. So that's what brought us into NYSC, and then we started partnering with NYSC and training corps members in that. So for IBM Digital Nation Africa, as at the time we're partnering with IBM Digital Nation Africa, we're using their resources for our secondary school students because we find their resources very valuable as at that time. And so we're using it to train our students. And then we approach them and we're very excited about, you know, what we do. And then they opened up that partnership for us. And of course, in most of our boot camps, we have enjoyed that partnership. For Osun Youth Empowerment Scheme.
Yeah, okay.
So in 2020, we got involved with, there was a program in Osun then called OYES.
Yes.
Osun Youth Empowerment Scheme. And there was an initiative that was designed by a partner organization, and we were technical partners to facilitate the training for the people within that space. You know, there were young people from across different local governments in Osun State who were kind of doing some menial jobs, you know, and getting stipends. So we felt that they were going, the government wanted to give them some employability skills as well. So we conducted, you know, computer basic skills for them. So I handled about 6 different local governments and trained at least 100 young people under the scheme across Osun State. And that was also very encouraging to us because we discovered in that, you know, scheme, there were a number of persons who were pretty old. They were teachers, were training teachers. Some were posted to school to support, you know, the teachers, and some were posted to several other places. And we trained people that were as old as 40 down to, you know, 20 thereabout. So who knew nothing from women. So I remember some of those trainees when we were starting the training, you know, to grab a mouse pad. You know, a number of them, you know, but and then within a couple of weeks, we had to train them, and then they were using Microsoft Excel, CorelDRAW, Microsoft Word to format documents, and so that was very encouraging to us, and we felt that. So when it has to do with tech, we don't believe that it has to do with age, you know. We had a teachers program in Ibadan last year, and our guest speaker was the former Commissioner for Education, Lagos State, Madam Adefisayo, Honorable Mrs. Folashade Adefisayo. So she was sharing that her mother is 81 years old in Ibadan, and every day she keeps sending links to her daughter. I say she's always on her tablet. So look at this link. Have you seen this opportunity? I mean, at 81.
At 81.
At 81. So, and then we have young people around here who are in high schools who can't, you know, do anything on this. I mean, it's very saddening. Yes, it's very saddening. So that's how our partnership has gone. And currently, we have a partnership with the U.S. Consulate. We're currently doing a digitalization of small businesses in Osun State. There are some selected business owners who are training on digital marketing. So apart from looking at, you know, creating the awareness for ICT education.
Yeah.
We're also looking at business. Of course, we all understand what we are going through currently as a country. I mean, globally anyway, but it's kind of tense in Nigeria. Inflation. I mean, there are protests here and there. So we have an initiative, you know, where we digitalize small businesses, where small businesses to thrive, you know, on the internet. And it's also been a very amazing initiative. And a lot of persons who were selected and were being trained were using tools like, you know, using AI to generate graphics for your products, you know, managing your website, because you can't pay for all of these resources as a small businesses. So trying to do them yourself and then getting your brand visibility, you know, for increased profitability, and it's been very amazing as well. So these are some of the initiatives we're carrying out in Osun State here.
Oh, wow.
You made mention of something, and it was part of what I actually wanted to do.
I'm a step ahead of you, I guess.
Yes, in fact, ever since you visited, one step ahead.
Honestly, but how has it been for you leveraging on the diverse expertise to drive global youth development through technology?
So basically, you know, I kind of get that question a lot because of the location that I am. You know, because, and I would say without missing words that a number of times I have been attracted and, you know, kind of with some incentives to come to places like Lagos or Abuja so that I can do stuff and what have you. But I believe strongly that if you really want to help, you know, then you've got to take the help to those who truly need the help. If I come to you right now as a governor, and then you are a governor of the state, and then I'm saying I'm giving you something, well, it's fine. You know, I'm giving you 20,000 naira, you know, to say, Executive Governor, Honorable, sir, please take this 20,000 naira, and I give that 20,000 naira to a young girl who's struggling to pay her school fees, very brilliant girl from Aregbesola or the town, who's going to appreciate that, you know, more. So I feel that Osun and some other environments are kind of underserved technologically, and that is the major reason some of us are here to bridge that divide, to bridge that gap. For example, we still have issues with connectivity. I'm also frustrated personally with the likes of MTN, Glo, and Airtel. You're on Zoom interview, you are having a discussion with partners
and it just
outside, and it just takes you off. You know, recently, by the grace of God, we had to get Starlink internet, you know, the Elon Musk internet, which is satellite, which is very helpful, you know, to us. So as a result of that, I'm a preacher of, you know, creating more opportunities for underserved communities. The reason is because if we don't cite our training programs here and cite our opportunities here, then Lagos will not be, the space in Lagos will not be sufficient to take us all, because there's already a drive. There's a drive. Everyone wants to go there. But if we take this stuff here, and with the days, with the inventions that we have today, with the concept of remote work, freelancing, nobody will want to even travel to America or Canada. Yes, if we, you know, put the right opportunities in place. I mean, what does it look like living in Agumbelewo, you know, having your electricity, and then you are working as a freelancer or remotely, and you are earning in dollars. You are not earning in naira. Why would you want to travel to the US? Why would you want to travel to Canada? You understand your skills, is a tech skill, and then, so that is why we are involved, you know, majorly in training young people in tech skills, and it's been very, very interesting. You talk about global, you know, navigating global partners and what have you. So in 2015, I got selected as part of the Pioneer Yearly Fellows in Nigeria. There were 44 Nigerians who were selected for Young Africa Leaders Initiative. It was President Barack Obama's initiative. And I was the first from Osun to be selected. And I was part of the first cohort from Nigeria. So we were sponsored to a place called Gimpa in Ghana for 6 weeks on leadership development. And that fellowship program changed my orientation, it changed my perspective for life. When I came back from that program, that was when I began to design more of these opportunities we have for, you know, smart children from local communities. And then we have partnerships. For example, some of the students who we have trained from rural communities who are in higher institutions, we have an education support program for them where we give them some pocket money, we're able to provide some data for them, which we generate through our global partnerships. You know, I mean, we have partners across the US, you know, yearly as an organization is a partner to whatever I do. And of course, recently I also got another exchange program called International Visitors Leadership Program, IVLP. So the CEO of Obafemi is also an alumni of that program.
Of course he is.
IVLP, of course. So and for that program, last year, you know, the US government had sponsored me to the United States on a reliable and secure digital economy. So the project was more on cyber security and digital economy, because if we don't have security in our internet space, then we cannot do business, because we wouldn't be able to do business. So that has also joined the pool of, you know, partners and I mean global partners that we pull together for youth development generally. Yeah.
Now, combining academic excellence with practical experience to empower the next generation of leaders is your goal. How realistic has this been for you?
Okay, so we have a current project. You know, our most recent project is called Osun Tech Rise. I'm sure probably you have seen it on Facebook or something. Osun Tech Rise is an initiative that we've been doing things around that, but Osun Tech Rise basically is an initiative to further solve that problem. Academic excellence and practical, you know, hands-on skill. We're in a generation where the Gen Zs and the Gen Alpha, you know, are so tech savvy that what they're saying is that school na scam. I don't know if you have heard that before. School na scam. Yeah. School na scam.
I used to hear marriage is a scam. I've not heard school is a scam.
So young people tell you school na scam. And what is the brain behind school na scam? It means that I don't need to go to the university
to make money.
Yes, I don't need to go to the university. I just need to learn a tech skill. And of course, there's a point to that, and I'll share.
Okay.
A larger percentage of people working with Google do not have a formal university education. And they earn more than many people who went to university. But so anyway, we are putting up Osun Tech Rise competition. It's a debate. It's a 3-level debate session. So I'm sure you're going to be part of the final. The final is going to be held live in Rave FM here, where we're bringing these students from public school together. We just closed the application last week, where they will have a written test first of all to qualify for the knockout stage from the senatorial district. After the knockout stage, then each school, bringing 2 people each from each of the 3 senatorial districts, will be coming to Rave FM for 1 hour live to have a debate. Some of the topics they are debating on whether school is scam or what's the place of education, you know, in terms of all of this. But to answer your question straight away, we really think that we've got to blend these two together. Our curriculum, you know, for example, the curriculum with which I was schooled with, you know, primary, secondary, university, I mean, I had all here in Nigeria. I don't think I want my children to go through that curriculum. And the reason is because I was one of the best 5 students who graduated from my school, Petroleum Training Institute from Delta State. My first degree was electrical electronics engineering. And of course, I had good grades, but it was about cramming. I cram. We were best crammers in school. I mean, and I'm sure that happens. I mean, we must be realistic. That is what our curriculum, you know, really look like. And as a result of that, because I had a technical background, I had gone to a polytechnic before, you know, before I went to PTI. So, and as a result of that, I was able to get my hands involved with some practical stuffs, you know, repairing of phone, laptops, wiring a house, and what have you. But that may not be the case for other people. So that gave me a lot of hands-on experience to blend with my academic excellence. But what we have majorly, as at when I was graduating, my friend who went to a conventional university, who I never had a technical experience, who graduated as an electrical electronics engineer, still called an electrician to come fix fan, to come fix plug, to come fix socket in the house, which is laughable. Why our mechanical engineering student today know nothing next to jack when it has to do with automobiles. They still take their vehicles. Cars, I mean, so that is what we're talking about. So we're saying we need to blend our, you know, academic excellence, academic performance, our curriculums in terms of theoretical exposures in school with you know, the hands-on experience, because those persons who also have the hands-on experience and refuse to go to and say school has come. There are many people who finish secondary school and they just want to learn a test skill and make money early in life and don't want to. They said, I can't waste 4 years or 5 years in university cramming. You know, like I said, they have a point, but they're going to, as they move, you know, on the pedestal of, on the platform of professionalism, they're going to get short-circuited. Let me use that word. The reason is because there's a place for that, you know, education, that formal education still, because it's not just about what you read now. I'm sure many people in this organization are not practicing what they studied in the university.
Yeah, most people
but because it is a universe, it gives you there's an ecosystem that trains you and exposes you to all kinds of problem-solving skills and exactly. So that's why I still feel that. So we must have a blend with those two. Yeah.
Osazee, wow. I know there's quite a whole lot. We cannot exhaust
that's right.
The things when it has to do with technology, when it has to do with impacting into the lives of people in one way or the other. But I want to thank you most sincerely. I think I will reignite the love for more of technology. Why are you looking at me?
No, they've said it like it doesn't. It has got nothing to do with age, like irrespective of your age.
That's why I want to go. Because I know you're going to be on my head. Osazee, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
It's been enlightening. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you so much.
Osazee Isonarae. Okay.
And it's mind you.
Isonarae.
Osazee.
It's all right. It serves as the team lead of the Initiative for Youth Resource Center, Youth Resource, which is actually a non-governmental organization focused on technology-driven initiative and digitalization of small businesses. Thank you once again, Osazee, for taking time out.
My pleasure.
All right, there's quite a whole lot to still bring to your viewing pleasure this morning. Yes. And
it's cooking time. Come on.
Food delicacy,
Spring delicacy.
Is it spring delicacy?
It's cook time.
Pastor Kaide Alaka, please
give us some food.
Take it away.
Cabbage. Cabbage is a leafy green or purple vegetable that belongs to the brassica family. It is widely cultivated and used in various culinary dishes worldwide. Cabbage can be eaten raw in salads or coleslaw. It is also used in stir-fries, soups, and as a side dish when cooked. Cabbage is known for its crisp texture, mild, and slightly peppery flavor. Cabbage is believed to be native to the Mediterranean region, specifically the area around the Eastern. It has a long history of cultivation and consumption dating back thousands of years. The cultivation of cabbage spread to other parts of Europe, Asia, and eventually the Americas over centuries. Cabbage is a cool-season vegetable that grows best in a temperate climate. It is usually grown from seeds. Seeds are sown indoors in a greenhouse or seed trays several weeks before the last expected frost date. This allows young cabbage seedlings to be transplanted outdoors when they are steady enough. Once the cabbage seedlings are grown to a suitable size, usually when they have a few leaves, they are transplanted into the garden or field. This is often done in early spring when the weather is still cool. Cabbage plants need adequate spacing to grow well. Typically, they are planted about 12 to 24 inches apart in rows, depending on the cabbage variety and local growing conditions. Cabbage prefers well-drained soil that is rich in organic matter. Proper soil preparation is essential for healthy cabbage growth. Cabbage heads are typically ready to harvest when they reach a desirable size and feel firm when gently squeezed. The time from planting to harvesting can vary depending on the cabbage variety, but it's usually around 70 to 100 days. Once harvested, cabbage can be stored in a cool, humid environment to prolong its shelf life. Cabbage can be grown in home gardens or on a larger scale in commercial agriculture. There are several types of cabbage, each with its own characteristics and culinary uses. Green cabbage. This is the most common types of cabbage with a round or oval shape and a smooth light green leaves. It's versatile and used in various dishes such as coleslaw and stir fries. Red cabbage, also known as purple cabbage, it has a deep red or purple color and slightly peppery flavor. Red cabbage is often used in salad pickling and for adding color to dishes. Napa cabbage, also called Chinese cabbage, it has a mild, slightly sweet flavor and oblong pale green leaves. Napa cabbage is commonly used in Asian dishes, especially in stir fries. Cornhead cabbage. This cabbage resembles a pointed cone with green or red leaves. It's suitable for slaws, salads, and grilling due to its unique shape. Cabbage offers several health benefits due to its nutritional content. Cabbage is low in calories but high in essential nutrients like vitamin C, vitamin K, vitamin B6, and folate. It also contains minerals like potassium and manganese. Cabbage is a good source of dietary fiber, which can aid in digestion, promote a feeling of fullness, and support digestive health. Some studies suggest that cabbage consumption may be linked to a reduced risk of certain cancer, particularly due to its high content of glycosinolate compounds, known for their potential cancer-fighting properties. The high vitamin K content in cabbage is essential for bone health and may reduce of osteoporosis. Vitamin C and other
This ofe nsala recipe is definitely a game changer. So you're going to start with a mix of yellow pepper, red pepper, and onions. Blend it into a smooth paste. Then you're going to boil your yams. Then you're now going to go in with a combination of turkey, goat meat intestine, and goat's meat. This iron fruit, aka uyaya, takes the flavor of your nsala soup to the next level. You're now going to add your blended uziza seeds, your blended pepper mix, your stockfish, and your seasoning cubes. Mix this all up together and then just cover the pot and allow it to come up to a boil. At this point, your yam is perfectly cooked and you're just going to blend this. You can choose to pound this if you want pounded yam, but for me, I prefer to blend it into a smooth paste. Then you're going to use the water from your boiled yam to add to your nsala pot. You're going to add your seasoning cubes and you're going to add your dried catfish. This is the thickener, which is my blended boiled yam. Like I said, you can use pounded yam if you want, and for those of us that don't have access to yam or are too tired, you can also use poundo yam to thicken your nsala soup. Now bear in mind that when the nsala soup gets cold, it actually becomes thicker, so you don't want the perfect consistency while it's on fire. You want it to be thick but not too thick. Then you're going to add in your uziza leaves, and the flavor of the uziza with everything combined just makes for the perfect soup. Don't forget to never serve your guests your nsala soup with the uyayak still inside. Let me know, was this helpful? Would you
say it?
And obviously, water is good for the body. When you drink when you drink water, don't always leave the can anywhere. It's always good. Drink water at this moment in time where the heat is much. What?
You're not saying anything.
What's wrong with you?
Oh my goodness.
I'm actually, the heat is much. We all need water, so don't get dehydrated, please. It's not good. Please, let's make sure that we have, even if it's a bottle of water with us, let's take a couple of it always. It's been a pleasure being here on the show for today, Spring Delight, and it promises to keep getting better. We'll be back again next week, Saturday, God willing, and it promises to just keep getting better. A big thank you to our producers and to the entire directors, the entire team on the shift for today. Thank you most sincerely for keeping it real with us on the show for today. At Irresistible TD on X, that's me, Tunde Idowu is my name. I'll see you next week, Saturday.
Ajibike and Jorin Ojo. Follow me on all social media platforms at simply_Ajibs, and I'm going to follow you right back. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.